Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants.
Wow, that is an iconic piece of audio. I love that guy that did that narration of the honey badger. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. I think we need to just drop that in every now and then. If somebody's, being a badass, just call him a honey badger, then just go boom.
Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants.
He does take what he wants because he's a honey badger. Motherfucker don't care. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. Also, give it a nice review if you could, please. Today's episode is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season, whether it's baseball, golf, soccer, right up to the top fights in UFC, MMA, and of course, boxing. Now, every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads are going on when the games are being played. How cool is that? When the game's over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack, poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Head to betonline.ag right now. Get in on the action. Use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. Before we jump into the headlines, I have to play this sound because I got to tell you, I let my son watch this last night for the first time. He's old enough. He was able to watch this, and he woke up this morning, and he's like, Dad, thank you again for letting me watch this movie.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
That's so awesome. I forgot how funny that movie is and how wrong it is. When you watch it, you're like, oh, geez. Oh, geez. Still funny, though. Don't care. It's like Tropic Thunder. I know that Robert Downey Jr. is wearing blackface in the whole thing, but he does such a good job. You're just like, eh. And the way they went and tackled that topic, I think everybody was fine with it. Could it go now? No. Should they apologize for it? No. Am I black? No. But I have plenty of black friends. And they've all said the same thing. It's kind of messed up, but hilarious. And if anybody could get away with it, it was him because of the way he handled it and anything. And everything about it. So, yeah, okay. Oh, that's when I should have had, what do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Like this. I should have said, and all you people that get upset about it need to fuck off.
What do you mean, you people?
What I should have saved from that is the guy that sells booty sweat in that movie, Tropic Thunder, because he comes back with, what do you mean, you people? Because he has kind of a higher pitched voice. Oh my God, that's a funny movie. Great movie. I just love it so much. It makes me laugh every single fucking time. And I forget it's Robert Downey Jr. playing a dude who's playing another dude. It's great. Speaking of great, let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
This is wild. Wild. Never would have thought that this is going to be a headline. A railroad worker in a forested area, I want to say near Bangladesh in India, went to sleep because he was working out in the forest, like I said, and he was going to sleep, and he was woken up in the middle of the night to a snake biting him. The snake was just like, this is my motherfucking forest. He bit his ass. The man did the common sense thing. He just grabbed the snake and bit it back twice. It's not common sense for me. But he ended up killing the snake. And this is what the man said. This will give you some insight of why he did it. Different mentality. Different world than we live in over here. He said, in my village, there's a belief that if a snake bites you, you must bite it back twice to neutralize the venom. Now, to help with the neutralization of the venom, he was taken to the hospital by his colleagues. He was kept overnight and responded well to treatment. And they had given him anti-venom, and he was discharged from the hospital the next day. They didn't say what kind of snake it was, but he survived. Now, was it what they believe because he bit it back what saved him? Probably not. Probably not. But that being said, he's going to go back to that village, be like, see, we told you, you bite it back twice, then you live. That and the anti-venom. But that's wild. Wild. My God. Different breed of people. Oh, my God. I would never do that. That being said, if I got bit by a snake, I'd be pissed. And if I had the opportunity, I'd try to grab it and just beat the hell out of it. I know I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You're impeding. You're encroaching on their, environment. Blah. No, especially if it's in my yard or something like that. And if I have a stick, I'm going to beat the snot out of it. I get what snakes do for our society. They eat all the rodents. That's great. But when you're in my area, I don't like you. Don't like you. Appreciate what you do, but don't like you. Get the hell away. Otherwise, I'm going to beat you with whatever kind of stick, shovel, baseball bat, whatever. I'd say golf clubs, but I got rid of my golf clubs because I'm a shit golfer. I'm terrible. God, that's crazy. What the balls on that fella? My God, that man must have huge balls. Snake bit me. Oh shit, I'm gonna bite it back twice. Man, that fella's cojones is just ripping out of his jeans. Holy shit. No kidding, cowboy. No kidding. And part of that is just the culture he's in. But still to actually follow through with it. And then the fact that he killed the snake from biting it. Holy God. I'm glad the guy's okay. And, wow, hopefully he never has to do that again. Here's what's crazy. I don't remember if we ever talked about this. Maybe we did. I just spaced it out. Back in June of 2023, there was a crew called the CHAPEA crew. It's CHAPEA, and it stands for something. I don't remember what it was. But there's 4 crew members, and they embarked on a trip to Mars in a large simulated environment in Texas. What better place to stick them? If you're going to simulate Mars, it's for the most part hot in some areas of Texas. Well, this past weekend, they were removed. They spent just over a year in isolation simulating what it would be like to live on Mars. Now, NASA said, we're really looking to see how the crew performance and health changes based on realistic Mars restrictions and lifestyle of the crew members. They're literally isolated. They did it so well as far as NASA goes in the simulation, where they wanted to, if they were going to communicate with the crew, there would be a 20-minute delay in conversations. So that way, the crew members would understand this is really what it would be like if we're communicating between Earth and Mars. That would be really hard. That's like texting some annoying motherfucker. You want to find out information. Hey, are you busy tonight? 20 minutes later. No, what's up? And then you respond back immediately, and then they don't respond back for like 20 minutes. You're like, dude, I want to go. It takes like an hour to figure out that ultimately they just want to go to Applebee's. And then you're like, I want her to do more than Applebee's. Okay? just order curbside to go for Applebee's, dude. I'm not going to go hang out with you if that's your highlight of the evening. And a big part of this study, this test, is see the effects of isolation on crew members. One of the sergeants involved said she really misses driving. She misses seeing trees, misses seeing the green. She said, I miss the colors, the seasons. I miss everything about Earth. Because when you look at the pictures of it, it's just like red dirt that they have in there. That's it. That would be difficult. It would be difficult to be in isolation like that, where you're not seeing anything but the same boring ass colors. It's essentially the white of their suits, because they had to wear suits if they're out and about. And you got a boring ass landscape. You got the same three other people around you who are eventually going to wear on your nerves. And I imagine personal time is limited. Means no knuckle children up there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it would be hard emotionally. You'd be so isolated. Now the good thing is a year's up, tests over. They don't have to fly back to Earth. They don't have to do any of that. They just go out. And I'm curious of, like, if you did that, what's the like first place you would go? What's the don't say titty bar. Don't you dare say that. Oh my God. I can't believe you said that. That's disgusting. But you're just putting people through college, okay? You're a hero in some people's eyes. I'm thinking, like, where would you go to eat? What food item would you eat if you've had basic ass food for a year? I'm thinking a burger or tacos, something something not like extreme. I don't think I'd want a steak. I think I'd want like a good ass burger or some killer tacos. Like there's a good taco place near here. There's a few locations. I think it's Fuzzy's Tacos. Fuzzy's Tacos are freaking legit. I don't think I'd want to drink any booze, but I think like you go in there and hammer some amazing tacos. Maybe some pizza. Original Pizza. That's a good place to go. Listen, I've given all these free plugs. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Original Pizza in Broomfield. Great place. New York style pizza. Great little hidden gem over there off of Midway. I'm just thinking it'd probably be pizza, burgers, or tacos. Maybe a good sandwich. Oh, I love it. Sandwich. Or a Philly cheesesteak. Look at me. I'm, uh, I'm a foodie. I love food. Yum, 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 yum. I don't know. That's it. That's kind of interesting to think about. What would you do? What would be the food that you're craving the most? You know, it's not going to be some basic ass shit. Be like, oh, I just want to go home and make a ham and cheese sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly always gets me going. That's lame. That's lame. That's like the missionary of the culinary world is like, peanut butter and jelly or a grilled cheese sandwich. Jeez, no, no. Here's what's horrible about these people being released now back into the real world, even though they were just in isolation in Texas. They're being released just in time for political season. That's horrible for them because they haven't been paying attention to all this nonsense. They're going to be like, wait, Trump's running again? I guess that's not too shocking. Oh, man, uh, now I got to get used to seeing his orange face everywhere. Then they're going to learn about fucking Biden, shit in the bed essentially in the debate. They're like, oh my God, wait, he hasn't stepped down yet? Oh my God. Maybe by the time this episode releases that he will. Listen, I don't want to get into politics that much. But Jesus, if somebody shits the bed that badly, somebody needs to go, hey, bro, we're not going to, the world's not going to adjust to your sleep schedule because you need more sleep and, you don't like to do anything past, what is that, past like 8 o'clock. Oh, God, the sun's going down. I can't work. Everybody around the world, nobody hurt anybody, nobody do anything because I need my nappy nap. Okay, Daddy needs to sleep. Man, that's crazy. Imagine coming out into out of isolation to that nonsense. Be like, oh my God, get somebody else in there, please, for the love of God, for the love of the sport of the game. Okay, you know. Otherwise, it's not a competition. It's not even anything. It's just like, okay, the other guy's just gonna win. No fucking problem. Ridiculous. So ridiculous. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I think everybody is in agreement that that's a little bit of nonsense that's going on there. And then if you're in the Trump camp, you're just going, dude, what the hell are they doing? Jesus. I mean, they'll take it. They'll take it. But man, at least put up a fight. You're just sitting there like a dead fish. The fuck? Anyway, Mars, am I right? Oh my gosh. I know people, listen, real quick. Again, I know people that are hardcore Biden that are just like, ooh, no shit. They need to make a change. Holy crap. Anyway, hey, you know what's going to get you in a clear mind? If these people from the Mars testing facility need to get their head right, because they're just like, man, shit be crazy in that year since we went dark, essentially. They need to head on over to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's the first and only licensed cannabis bar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis. How cool is that? So you can come on over to High Society, you can buy what you want, and you can consume what you want on site and then leave. Take the rest home. How cool is that? You can purchase up to an ounce of flour, 8 grams of concentrate. They also got pre-rolls. They got edibles. It's so cool in there. And they provide everything you need to consume it with, whether that's rolling papers or a bong. And they clean the bongs after every use, just like an alcohol bar cleans their mugs and stuff. So it's pretty legit facility over there. And what makes it even better is you can be consuming your weed products and then sit down in front of a big screen TV. They got 7 of them. And you can catch your favorite sporting event. We got the Olympics coming up. Oh my God, what a great place to go and just, hunker down and watch some Olympics. Then over at High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, you can even do a watch party over there. You could rent a Nintendo Switch, hang out, just play that all day. You got tons of free board games available. They got playing cards, coloring books, dominoes, just stuff that lets you escape the craziness of this world and everything that's going on. They also got a quarter arcade with pinball machines. They got vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. High Society has tons of events. You got to check them out. They got comedy shows on the first and third Friday of every month. They got live music. They got open mic nights. They got drag bingo. They got craft nights, puff and paints, game nights, and plenty more. They're open daily from noon to 10. Happy hour runs from noon to 4:20, Monday through Friday. And you got to swing by. Check this out, too. Tuesdays is Industry Day. Anyone with an employee badge gets 15% off all day. Thursdays is Ladies' Day, and ladies get 20% off all day. You're welcome, ladies. You're welcome. Anyway, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's just 9 minutes from Coors Field. Open from noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. Don't bring in outside product. Just buy it there. High Society is at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. Last week, some teenagers in, I hope I pronounce this right, Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. Yeah, well, it's just north of Baton Rouge. 100 miles, they say. That's a horrible Cajun accent. Well, here's what's crazy. And if you're new to this program, I don't take kindly to this conversation, but I'm bringing it up, okay? They claim they encountered a Bigfoot. A Bigfoot, you say? Oh no! Was it dangerous? Did you Did you think it was going to get you? Did you? Oh, no, you didn't. I was going to play the sound effect, but my computer decided to go. I was going to say, did it get you? Oh, no. Good times. Again, flawless execution by me. You're welcome.
What the fuck?
Anyway, they said they saw a large animal that resembled Bigfoot shortly after they set up camp. Now, according to the sheriff's office, around 9:20 p.m. on June 28th of this year, one member of the group, they were all between the ages of 17 and 18 years old, by the way, called 911 after they reportedly heard a growl and saw what appeared to be an animal that had glowing eyes and stood about 5 feet tall. Now, when the officers arrived, they found nothing. Oh, that's surprising. Yeah, no footprints, no traces of a wild animal being in there. This is the insulting part to the kids. The officers congratulated the teens on their graduation and wished them good luck in their futures. I'm sorry. I just feel like that's the ultimate, like, yeah, we found nothing. But anyway.
Fuck off, wanker.
Get the fuck out. You wasted our time. Todd over here was cooking a brisket. We're all about to chow down, and we get the call from you guys saying there's a wild beast out there. I didn't want to go. But again, Todd, who's the hunter and loves to, try new meats, was thinking, maybe we catch this Sasquatch thingy and then we chow down on it. But no, we found jack shit. Thanks for wasting our time, kids.
Right, as always.
Fucking man. I'm sorry. I know everybody wants there to be a Bigfoot, but there's not. There's no evidence. And then the people are like, what do you mean there's no evidence? They found hairs. They found footprints. Yeah. Then you start digging deeper into those. And you find out that the people that are verifying these as legit evidence are actually credentialed to verify these as evidence. And when they take them and send those samples to, say, big name schools, guess what happens? It's wolf hair. It's bear hair. It's a simulated foot impression. Guys, there's no fucking evidence. There's no bones out there. Nothing. So until there's actual evidence, and let's be honest, the video evidence is horseshit. Unless somebody goes out there with a TV or movie style camera and has great lighting, we're never going to actually believe any of the video evidence that we get. And now with the improvements of special effects and CGI and all this other stuff, even if we did catch a quote unquote Bigfoot on camera and it was clear quality, nobody's going to believe it. Nobody. Until one is hunted. I know this sounds fucked up, but until one is hunted, captured, alive or dead, nobody's going to believe it. Nobody. And it may be true. The only option I could say, and this is really kind of out there, but I guess it's still possible, is the only way that I could see there being no actual evidence, and I'm going to go skeletal remains, is the only way that would be logical is if Bigfoot was coming through some sort of portals, right? He's coming out, he's fucking around, scaring campers, I don't know, rubbing his back on rocks and trees and whatnot. Then he's like, you know what? My work's done. I'm headed outies. And then he goes back through the portal into some other dimension. or some parallel universe, something like that. That's the only quote unquote explanation for not having any skeletal remains. How have we not found one? One. And we're still, and people are claiming to see them. They're seeing, some people might seriously be seeing something, but if you're saying this thing that these kids saw was about 5 feet tall and had glowing eyes, well, a lot of nocturnal animals have that mirror system, whatever it is officially called, in their eyeballs so they can see stuff at night. And maybe it was a cat scratching up on a tree and it looked about 5 feet tall and its eyes glow because it's reflecting the light so it can see at night. There, just fucking solved it for you. Here's the thing. It just doesn't make sense. It's a fun story, don't you think? But no. Will I be, do I think it's possible one day that they do find stuff? Sure. Sure, it's possible. A lot of things are possible. I could wake up one morning and somehow I have like an infection in my genitals and my penis grows 7 inches. That'd be fucking weird. I guess technically it's possible. Is it likely? No. No. Am I going to wake up one day and people are like, Scott the Huff is the sexiest man alive? It's technically possible. It's just not likely. It's not. Unless, the world is just devastated and there's a population of like, say, 4 guys. And I got a shot, 25% chance. It's just not likely, guys. And if they did, okay, yeah, I'll admit I'm wrong. Wow, I was wrong. I just don't see it happening. And listen, if you go out there and you're somebody that is quote unquote hunting Bigfoots, good for you. Good for you. You're scamming people all around you. You're enjoying nature at least. That's fine. But if you're making money off of it, I think you're kind of a piece of shit when it comes to that. Because you're selling, it's like you're hunting for Santa Claus. That's kind of the same thing. We all know that Santa Claus is made up. And by the way, if you're a kid listening to this, where the fuck are your parents? So I don't mind saying it. You shouldn't be listening to this anyway. Santa Claus isn't real. Neither is a fucking Sasquatch or Bigfoot or the Yeti. Until there's evidence of it, Bigfoot is classified as a mythical, make believe, made up creature, just like Santa Claus, just like the Easter Bunny. So, listen, I don't think you're. Well, I was gonna say I don't think you're dumb for believing in Bigfoot. I'll just say this: I think you're a little bit misguided, and you're lost in the story. So anyway, hey, real quick, I guess I could have put this in the mailbag. Let's just go ahead and put this in the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
Kevin Kistner of 104.3 The Fan was tweeting out about all the Bo Nix hate. Bo Nix being the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. He's the rookie. And I guess the national consensus seems to be that Bo Nix will be another epic flop. That he is another Denver Broncos quarterback bust. Put him in the category of Paxton the Pirate Lynch. Yar, Bo Nix, we got an opening over here at the Long John Silver's. You can come in with me and I'll be training you how to work the frying machine. Yar, I be Paxton Lynch. If you don't know, Paxton Lynch looks exactly like a freaking pirate. Anyway, that's what's happening is there's so much hate revolving around Bo Nix. And he hasn't even taken a snap in the NFL yet. And people are already, pushing him in the category of bust. And he said, nobody has given me a solid reason why they think that. Other than he wasn't drafted in the top 10. He was drafted 12. Blah. Essentially, that's it. Which that means nothing. One of the greatest quarterbacks, if not the greatest quarterback to ever take a snap, was Tom Brady. He was taken in, the third round? Peyton Manning, drafted number 1 overall. You really can't tell how somebody is going to perform based on their draft pick, where they were. You can't. But this is what I responded to Kevin with. I said, the reason is because they enjoy being a negative Nancy. Also, to say Bo Nix is going to fail is just an easy thing to say. Anyone who says that is just jumping on the bandwagon of hate. Hopefully, Nix will use the naysayers' words as fuel. And kind of going back to Tom Brady, Tom Brady used him being drafted so late as a chip on his shoulder. It pissed him off. It added fuel to his fire from the start to the very end. I bet there's still a part of him that still thinks about that and still fuels him to be better. You can't say Bo Nix is going to be a failure yet. Can't. Does it mean he is going to be a failure or he is going to succeed because of one thing or another? Because, he was drafted here versus there, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't say that until he gets on the fucking field and actually does something. We're hearing all these positive things from Broncos camp and from Sean Payton saying, he's really cerebral. He understands things and he's got the talent. There's people that are great in practice, but they just shit the bed when they go out onto the field. Until there's live bullets flying, you can't really evaluate how Bo Nix is going to play on the field. There is a lot of hope surrounding Bo Nix playing for the Denver Broncos. We are hoping, as Broncos country, that he is the answer to Patrick Mahomes being on the Chiefs. Because right now, listen, yeah, the Broncos broke the losing streak to the Kansas City Chiefs, but we're still the Chiefs' bitch. That's what it is. And sadly, what nobody really wants to say is we're the Raiders' bitch too. We're hoping that Bo Nix has anti-bitch spray on him and he can go out there and silence the haters and silence the Chiefs, silence the Raiders, and the Denver Broncos can take back the AFC West. The Broncos aren't competitive. We're hoping that Bo Nix is the answer. But for everybody to say that Bo Nix is a bust when he hasn't taken a snap, that's just nonsense. It's nonsense. Let him play. Let him play a year. If he sucks, okay, yeah. But don't sit there on your high horse if he has a shit year and you're like, see, we told you. Fuck off. He's gotta put the work in on the field, taking live snaps. Then you can talk. Then you can evaluate. Otherwise, whether you're local or you're national, shut the fuck up, eat a bag of dicks, let him play. God. Not Adam Carolla wrote in, and he just sent me this link. And this has been kind of going around. A Phoenix police officer pulled over a driverless Waymo car. I think that's like a taxi type of thing, for driving on the wrong side of the road, leading the non-existent driver to roll the windows down to speak to the police. Now, Waymo has since released a statement apparently blaming the incident on inconsistent construction signage. Oh, yeah, it's everybody else's problem. The car was blocked from navigating back into the correct lane for about 30 seconds when the officer pulled it over. And the company said in an effort to clear the intersection, the Waymo vehicle proceeded forward a short distance and pulled into the next available parking lot. We're going to see more and more of this crap. I don't like the idea of driverless cars. It's a neat idea. We were on a road trip not too long ago, and there was somebody. They looked like they were trying to take a nap in their Tesla because it had the auto drive thing on. I don't like it. I know that sounds like, oh, I hate advancements in technology. Yar, I'm a curmudgeon. No. I'm someone that understands logic. The bugs are still being worked out. It's like the people buying the Cybertrucks. It's cool. My son saw one yesterday when we were driving back from, no, it was the other day when we were driving back from the Renaissance Festival. He's like, yo, just saw one. Wow, wow. You're like, I wouldn't buy one. There was some meme going around saying you can always identify the city idiot by the fact that they're driving the Cybertruck. And part of it is you're spending a good chunk of change on something that is being recalled nonstop because there's so many issues with it. And it's like the driverless vehicles. It's great. In probably 10 years, most of the bugs are going to be worked out. Same with the Cybertruck. 10 years from now, people are going to be not even thinking about the chaos that was when all these things were being first released. But right now, I wouldn't want to drive a Cybertruck. It's constantly being recalled. I wouldn't want to I don't like the idea of being near a driverless vehicle. That's where it was. It was when we were in Phoenix. We were driving around and we saw a driver. I think we saw two where somebody was actually sitting up front though with it and they were in the driver's seat. I don't like that. It's just ridiculous. Do the fucking testing on a track that has a lot of these scenarios where the signage might be confusing. Do it that way. Where you have, things popping out of nowhere. Set up those scenarios. I don't want to be part of the guinea pig process. I don't. Do that on your own dime, Elon Musk and everybody else. I don't want to be a part of your test. Because that's what's happening. You're selling the cars and letting the consumer test it out for you and figuring shit out. Be like, oh, apparently this is a bad idea. Oh, apparently if the Cybertruck gets rained on, it rusts. It's not supposed to rust, but it does. Apparently the garden hose we were using, back at the test facility wasn't, authentic enough. Yeah, no shit. It wasn't. You're putting filtered water on it versus shit that's coming from the sky, and God knows what's in there. So I don't know. I don't like it. It needs to be altered, but I think it's so far beyond the starting point that it's just going to continue down this path. And hopefully nobody gets harmed from it. But that's a big hope. Big hope. Anyway. Fucking Teslas. Teslas are also super quiet, and that bugs me. Actually, they're not as quiet as like a Prius. A Prius will just go out, or a lot of these the hybrid vehicles, they start off super fucking quiet. Whereas the Tesla has that little hum on it. It sounds like a Jetsons vehicle. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, hopefully you learned something from this show today. One, I don't suggest it, but you can bite a snake to death because a guy in India did it. As long as you go for the second bite. Second bite. If you go to Mars for a test facility, be ready because you got to get your meal planned ready to go. Don't be going to Taco Bell after you're coming out of a year of isolation. Probably the worst thing for your gut. Your butt's going to explode. But that being said, what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? And yeah, thank you guys. And if you see Bigfoot, try to take a picture because I'd rather have something than nothing. But also, you know what? If you're in that Louisiana forest and you're one of those kids that saw it, do you feel like the police officers just patted you on the head and said, "Get out of here, kids. Good luck on your future"? I feel like that's what happened. Anyway, Bo Nix for life. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day. Make sure you hit that review button and give it a nice review. Thank you so much. Big thanks to High Society Cannabis, Dispo, and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. It's DeHuff Uncensored. You guys have an amazing day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.